If you were like me, you nagged your mom to buy the cereal with the free prize inside. You bought Cracker Jacks to get the goofy little prize too. We may have known that the cereal without a prize was just as good, but of course, it wasn't just as good. It didn't have a prize. In those days, cereal makers had it easy. They could offer a free prize and create amazing advertising as well. They could charge a significant premium over the generic if they had a talking tiger or a toucan or a captain riding a boat through a sea of milk. Today, of course, that's no longer true. Cereal isn't the cash machine it used to be. There are too many brands, not enough shelf space, and a newly cost-sensitive consumer that isn't fooled by TV advertising. All we've got left is the prize. The only way to stand out and command non-commodity pricing is to innovate. You can innovate with a licensed character or a cool shape or high-protein ingredients. You can innovate with packaging or pricing or even, yes, it's true, by putting a cool prize in the box. It's not only cereal. More than a decade ago, when Lincoln Mercury started putting Bose stereos in their high-end cars, they were astonished to discover that more than half the buyers opted to add the $8,000 stereo to their $12,000 car. The amazing thing is that almost none of these people had a stereo even remotely that expensive in their living room at home. They thought they were going out to buy a car, but they were entranced by something else, the innovation, the free prize. They were buying a stereo with wheels. Innovation is actually cheaper than advertising. It didn't used to be true, but in a world of purple cows, when the marketing is built into the product, creating products that are innovative is actually cheaper than advertising average products. What do I mean by purple cow? A purple cow is a remarkable product or service that people talk about. In a world filled with boring, identical, invisible cows, a purple cow stands out and is talked about. So, once your company realizes and is sold on that insight, then it will invest the money it would have spent on advertising to create cool products instead. That innovation is free. In fact, it's a profit center. Big companies don't blink before spending $100 million on the marketing for a product launch. Small companies spend plenty on billboards or local advertising. But since that isn't working, they'd be better off spending half that amount and making something really special instead. By the time you finish listening to me, you'll see that it's actually better for your career to try to innovate than to send boring resumes to everyone you know. You'll discover that the future belongs to companies, organizations, and people who are remarkable, not boring. Although it's a little tough to illustrate it for you in this audio context, let me introduce you to the Godin curve. Imagine two axes, a horizontal axis representing money spent on media or technology, and a vertical axis representing the expected return on that money. As you spend on media, you need to have a higher and higher expected return to break even. That makes sense. If you run a ton of Super Bowl ads or spend a lot of time and money to get on Oprah, that's expensive. It's a risk. You need a big payoff to make it worth it. The same is true for technology. If you spend a fortune building a gizmo, you need to have a very high expected return in order to break even on your investment and have enough left over to have the risk of the investment be worth it. When Iridium invested $3 billion to launch 66 satellites in permanent orbit around the Earth, they were making a very big bet. In order to make a bet like that pay off, the return has to be astronomical. Big technology and media projects rarely generate the huge returns necessary to make them worth the money. Sometimes they fail altogether. Iridium went bankrupt. So did Pets.com. Even when they do work, they often generate relatively little more revenue than cheaper campaigns or cheaper technology do. The Godin curve subtracts the cost of development and media from the project's revenue and shows you your likely profit. It's a curve that points you toward the free prize zone, the place where a different kind of innovation lives, the place where you can live and work and profit.